All right, guys, so today we've got a host of upgrades that we're going to be doing on the SUR. Now that we've thrown down some big speeds, we know what to expect. I want to show you some of the stuff that we are doing to make this bike even better, believe it or not. So first thing we did here is we put on a new light. We got rid of that wide 6-inch bar and we put this narrower dual beam light on. Totally fine. In yellow, it's hooked up to our EMX shop light kit, and you can see here, nice and bright. Very cool. It goes really nice with the running lights. So we did that. Another cool upgrade on this is wheels. You guys didn't notice, I didn't really talk about it yet, but here it is. These are the WARP9 Elite wheels with the CST tires mounted up, and they fit spectacular in my opinion. No problems at all. This is a very good combo for speed. They're S-rated tires, so they're good for 112 miles per hour, DOT rated, front and back. And the front tire, and let me show you a difference here. You can see the front tire, how narrow it was versus how chunky it is now. This is a 2.5-inch wide wheel with this tire, and it just fills it very, very nicely. So the other thing that's mounted on these wheels is upgraded brakes. These are the WARP9 240 millimeter rotors. Look at that. What a beast. Big, big floating rotors. And they come with the caliper spacer. So it's real nice, real safe, no hokey stuff there. And then in the back, we've got a 220 millimeter rotor, also from WARP9, as you can see. The next step on this journey is gonna be calipers. So what we've got here is a set of really interesting calipers from DEEPS. These guys are on the forum. If you're interested, check them out. It's a fairly inexpensive option, but I am curious to see how they work because mainly there's a few features that are really attractive to me on this. First thing is steel braided lines. So we're no longer going to have rubber expanding lines. They won't compress. And these are just, you can tell they're just really, really nice, steel braided. So this should give a much tighter feel first and foremost. Second major difference is the caliper piston size. So stock pistons, they're 4 pistons. Stock calipers have 4 pistons in them, but they are 16 millimeter, I believe. These might actually be smaller, I don't even know. But I know like the latest version use a 16 millimeter piston. These are 18 millimeters. So we've got more area, more mass, more clamping power right here on board. Now, another thing you may have noticed is the finish here. These are not cast. These are CNC. They're machined. Really cool. So it's a one-piece design instead of 2 pieces that are put together. So this should be a far better solution. It's not going to leak. It's not going to have any problems there. Bigger pistons, one-piece CNC design, and just an overall more attractive and stronger caliper all around with the steel braided line. Comes with the master cylinders as well and brake sensors. I'm going to be removing those because I'm not using brake sensors, but they are there. So let's get this stuff installed. We're going to get the stock calipers and masters off and then put these bad boys on. See how she does. All right, so we got the old brake system off and I got the new one on. Just as simple coming off as it is going on. Replaces it just like it's stock. So as you can see, we've got the calipers mounted up. Look good. I put the Shimano pads on. Maybe I should get some new ones, honestly. It did come with pads, but I like the Shimano ones because of the heat sinks on it. Those are really good for dissipating heat. But they look sharp. They look really nice. And the steel braid is all there, nice. routed really easily. Really cool looking, and they should be totally functional. You can see we've got the handle bar set up here. So alongside the calipers, we've got, like I said, the rotors. The rotors are a little thicker. They're 2.3 millimeter instead of the 1.8 millimeter stock stuff, as well as larger in diameter. So that'll help curb some of the fade. It'll help dissipate some heat. They're floating. Everything's upgraded now on this brake system. So let's we'll see how this does. We got to go out and test it again, obviously. But for now, I'm pretty excited about this whole setup here. The other part that we've got on here are the WARP9 foot pegs. We have the foot peg mounts coming, so we'll do those as well. But for now, we put the pegs on themselves, and I think they look really sharp. No pun intended. They go well with the wheels. This whole package works. I'm really liking how this looks, and we'll see how it performs out on the street. The light kit hooks in. Another thing I wanted to mention, the light kit hooks into these brake sensors. I left them in. We weren't using them on the stock master cylinders, but I'm going to use them on this one because they work. So as you can see, we'll have brakes now. Brake light for both handles. Really cool. Turn signals, as I've shown you guys before. And then the DRLs. So huge shout out to DEEPS. Right there, go check them out. Just search DEEPS brakes. You'll find them for sure. They make all kinds of different brake systems, but they make them for the Talaria, for the SUR, and they've got a whole bunch of stuff. Go check them out. So far, I'm into it. We'll see how it does on the road right now. All right, so we are out with the new brake setup, looking good, and we're gonna break the brakes in. I think I just saw some zip ties on the ground. Wouldn't that be a sweet little find? Next to a pile of horse poop. What do we got here? Look at that. Finders keepers. One man's shit is another man's treasure. Anyway, we are out with the new brake setup and feeling it out. We got to do a little bit of bedding. Let's just get this brake setup going. The rear brake is, wow. Oh yeah, the rear brake's very responsive. That bigger rotor is really working. Let's try the front brake real quick here. Just a little, oh yeah. Nice. Very smooth braking, very predictable. The feeling is a little bit more direct. With the steel braided lines, you can feel immediately the bite point on the brakes. And that makes a huge difference in just a normal riding, just the way that everything feels. I am using the resin pads or organic pads just for so you guys can understand. They don't need as much breaking in or need as much bedding. They usually bite pretty quick, so we don't have to go crazy with the break-in. Wow, oh my god, that's really getting strong. Both brakes feeling very nice already. Cool. We'll do a little higher speed. Here's 40 mile an hour. Oh, they were locking up right there. The bite is beautiful. Everything feels really nice on these brakes. It's just an overall really nice feeling. The lever ratio, everything about it feels like it should. A nice set of brakes really makes a huge difference on a bike like this. You know, this is a 140-pound bike as we measured it, as we weighed it in the last video. It's not a bicycle, so your bicycle brakes better be really good. That's the best way to put it. Try again here at this stop. Oh yeah. Very nice. Very nice. And I'm using very little regen on top of the mechanical braking. I can turn that up a little bit if I wanted to. But wow. Really nice. So overall, I'm impressed. All right, so we're on the way back. We've put a good 8 or 9 miles on this break-in for these brakes, pun intended, and they seem to be doing really well. The feel is getting better every time I brake. No noise, super silent, super sturdy. Everything feels really nice and solid, and I think they're great. I think for the dollar, you're not going to get a better braking system, honestly. With this combination, you get the bigger rotor, you got the WARP9 240 millimeter in the front, WARP9 220 in the rear, with the Shimano resin pads, the H30As, and these DEEPS calipers, lines, masters. This is a fantastic combination, and you're not going to break the bank doing it. I think in order to get any better, you're going to have to go to a moto brake for sure. And I don't even mean better in the terms of quality, just better in the terms of more capacity. You know, you want to have a bigger unit. You want to have motorcycle brakes, basically. That would be the next step, logically. But you're going to spend a lot more money that way. You're going to spend $300, $400, $500 to do that, and you're going to spend that if you try to do like a set of Hope brakes or Maguras or anything like that as well. And I think for the dollar, this is a better brake. Absolutely, $100. $100 for the caliper, lines, and masters, and then, you know, you get your rotors and stuff at your own leisure. But I mean, that's great. So consider it. Really happy with that. All right, we're back now, and everything worked out really well. The brake install was a success. These brakes work fantastic. So highly recommend this setup if you've got a budget, you want to get something that works really well. And I mean, honestly, they're great brakes, not even regardless of the budget. They're really good. These DEEPS calipers, steel braid lines, masters, using these WARP9 240s in the front and the WARP9 220 in the rear. Just a fantastic combo. Shimano H30As. Great setup, and I highly recommend it. So if you're looking to get a little brake upgrade, do yourself a favor, hit up DEEPS, get these bad boys. You won't regret it. I'll see you guys in the next one. We've got a cool project coming up now. If you guys haven't seen the Apollo, we've got some stuff coming for that, so stay tuned.